Hi, I'm Danish, CEO and co-founder for Rai. In this video, I'm going to answer the question, should I wing it or should I memorize it? Now, people who are thinking of this question are about to give a speech or a presentation, maybe at work or in their school, and they're thinking to themselves, should I memorize it word to word or should I just wing it? Or in other words, just do it. You know the Nike slogan, just do it? Just like that. Now, there is no right or wrong answer here. It all depends on your skill set and it depends on how important that meeting, that presentation or that speech is. Let me unpack that a little bit. So, let's start with the importance. If you're about to give a TED Talk, okay, let's say TED Talk is like the highest importance. You cannot make a mistake. Then I would recommend maybe memorize word to word. That's what I did for my TEDx talk. I wrote it down in a script format and I memorized it word to word. Now, the disadvantage of doing word to word memorization is you might seem like you're inauthentic. Your authentic self might not come out. Your energy might not come out. You might sound scripted. You might sound robotic. You might sound monotonic. That's what people say. But there's actually a nuance here. When you start memorizing something, your authenticity goes down. But then you reach this trough. As soon as you come out of it, you become so much better at the end. What that is and how to come out of that is by practicing. So the more you practice, and I would recommend at least 10 times, speak out loud what you have memorized. Only then can you come out as not just inauthentic, but truly with energy like your authentic self. So if you're going the memorization route, make sure you're practicing at least 10 times. Now, going back to the scale of importance, TEDx talk, super important meeting to your boss or to a vice president or as your final grade for a classroom presentation, super important. No room for mistake. So I would recommend be on the side of memorizing. Let's say something else, lower priority. For example, a daily stand-up you might have at work, or the teacher just makes you stand up and answer a question. You might not need to memorize word to word. You can just do it. Just you don't even might not need to practice, you just speak out what's in your mind. Now, the nuance here is there is a way to get better. And the way to get better in your day-to-day communication is by practicing. Just like how we practice our muscles by going to the gym or by running, you can actually practice and make this muscle of yours, your voice and your tongue and your mouth better by practicing. You can practice using, let's say, our app, Rai. Practice daily. It'll give you the daily exercises, the lessons, or a daily prompt that you can practice with and get some feedback on what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and where to focus on in your weaknesses. So definitely practice, because the more you practice, the better you will get in your day-to-day presentations, meetings, stand-ups, whatever that might be. So this is the hierarchy of importance. The higher the importance, the more need it might be for memorizing so you don't make any mistake. The lower the importance, the lesser the need for memorizing. Now going on the left-hand side, which is how good are you? The better you are, the less need you might have to practice, the less need you might have to memorize. What does that mean? Let's say we take an amazing speaker like Obama. We can take Obama and put him today in front of an audience of 1,000 or 10,000 people and ask him to talk about something. And he will do a really great job at it. Why? Because he's a great speaker. How did he become a great speaker? By practicing. It required years of skill development, years. Where I am today, it took me at least 10 years to get to where I am. But the good news is we can shorten the time period by using a speech coach like Rai, an artificial intelligence speech coach that sits in your pocket, in your mobile phone that you can practice with anytime, anywhere. You can shorten your time that it takes to get better at this skill. The less better you are in your communication skills, the more time you might need to practice and memorize. So going back to the main question, should I wing it or should I memorize it? Ask yourself the question, how important is it? And how good of a speaker am I? And then answer it for yourself. Hope this helped. See you next time.